All right, we should be live. Just a minute over here. It says live on the screen. This is always the fun part, making sure that it works.
Exactly. At least we have audio, though, man.
Yeah, we got audio, video. I just got the link on Gmail that I'm live, which means it's working. So we'll get some people joining in a couple minutes. Okay, cool. Notice I got my. There we go. We can hear you loud and clear. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'll explain everything in a minute. All right. Notice how I've got my Pacific Northwest.
I was noticing that, man. That's pretty cool. And is that one on the Norco too?
No, not on the Norco.
On the track.
On the track. The track is right here. The track one.
Very cool.
And I got the camera inside of the stem over here. We'll point to all this. We'll point to all this during the official thing over here.
That's awesome.
Oh, good. Mamma Mia's on. Phew, I was worried about that. All right, there we go. All right, got some people logging in. All right. So, folks, sorry for the delay. I wasn't terribly clear when I contacted Aaron, and I think he thought it was going to be more of a phone interview type of thing. So we said, I don't have a camera set up. So staring at me for the whole time would get pretty old. Okay, so sorry about that, but we made a little change, and we're getting things going over here. So cool. All right, so we're just going to get a couple people logging in over here. We've got 732 MTB. We got Ona BC. Ona Bicey. I always say it wrong every single time, but with love.
How's it going?
There we go. Cool. Just glad the thing's working out over here now.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. So we should probably do a proper intro, folks. This is Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. Thanks for tuning in to Bike Chat tonight. Tonight we've got Aaron from Pacific Northwest Components, and I will hand it over to him to introduce himself because he'd probably do a better job of it than I will. Plus, if I don't stop talking, he won't be able to see his face. So I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So, my name's Aaron Curson. I'm the owner of PNW Components. We also have another owner who's named Emily, who's basically how we have it split is she's doing all the marketing and the photos, advertisements, anything you see on the website. She really is kind of the look and feel of the brand, and then I'm doing more, kind of on the sales side of things, product development, working with factories, all that stuff. So it's a kind of a clean split there. And then Emily and I are married as well, so it's kind of a nice kind of what is it? What do you want to call it? Like balance of different skill sets. We came together and got the brand going. So yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thank you guys.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Definitely.
So, folks, here's the plan. I have to basically thank my introduction to Aaron from Trail Features. So we have a little internally, a bunch of us little nerdy mountain bike YouTuber guys have a Slack channel where we talk about all you guys behind your back. No, we just talk about the mountain bike stuff. And we don't get enough of it. Now we have to have a Slack channel, and I'll tune into that, Aaron, sometimes, and I'll see I'll open up the mountain bike component one. There's 45 unread messages. I'm like, what do you guys do all day? I know, they're crazy. So anyway, we were talking about dropper posts and the dropper levers, and obviously your name came up. Trail Features does a lot of stuff with you, speaks extremely highly of you, your components, your company, everything about you guys, and introduced me to you. So this relationship stemmed from Trail Features, brought us together. Thank you, Trail Features. Joseph,
thank you, man. Yeah, Joseph's awesome. He actually he came out here, I don't know, 2 months or so ago, and we actually got to go out on a ride up in Bellingham, and it was super fun. It was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And without trying to blow too much smoke off up Aaron's ass over here, every time I post something about Pacific Northwest, I'm constantly getting comments. Oh, I love their stuff, and their customer support is amazing. So I got to tell you, you can take a look at there's another post I put a post up telling people about this show tonight. Another guy's like, oh, love this stuff. There's Trail Features. And, I constantly get comments about that. So anyway, where are we going tonight? Pacific Northwest, they make mountain bike components. We'll talk about the components specifically in just a moment. But also, they just have been really, really good to the mountain bike community lately. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about them, find out what makes them tick, talk about their products, what makes them special, and just spread the love a little bit, right? I've been using some of their products, and they've been working really, really well. Some I've bought, some were given to me. So like it's not only just free stuff. One of them, you know, the seat post I got sitting right over here. I'm like, I needed a really high quality seat post, and you know, paid for it. I mean, you know, it's all good stuff. So basically, what I thought is, let's start this out with maybe Aaron, you telling folks a little bit about your company, why you started it, what makes it special, that type of thing. And obviously, we want to get into your parts and stuff like that. But let's just give it a proper intro over there.
Yeah. So we got started actually November of 2015. So this is we're just hitting our third year. So yeah, I mean, we're a new brand, but Emily and I both came from the bike industry. So I was designing bikes. I was a product developer at Specialized Bikes for a few years there, and so I was designing a lot of their bikes. It was I think I was responsible for 450,000 bikes that were manufactured every year. So that was you know, for me, super challenging because a lot of these bikes were price point bikes. You know, we also did some super nice, you know, the P series bikes, if you guys are familiar with those, you know, more dirt jump slope style. So, you know, the P slope that was introduced, that was a bike that I developed there. And actually I got thrown some curveballs. So I think the final name that came up with it was the Fat Boy, but that's the fat bike. I knew nothing about fat bikes. So we kept hearing from the sales guys up north, hey, we need fat bikes. We need them. And keep in mind, this is in 2011, 2012. So still kind of a growing segment. And I'm like, I don't know anything about these, but it was kind of given the directive up above me that, hey, you need to develop a fat bike. So learned all about them. We actually collaborated with Surly because at that time there was not a hub standard. So we had to figure out like, what is the BB width on these things going to be? And what should the rear hub be? You know, is it going to be 142? Is it going to be 205? Is it going to be 148 wasn't even a thing at the time. 150 was a thing. So we kind of, you know, it was kind of the Wild West at the time. So that was, I think, the most hands-on development project I did. So anyway, worked there for a few years, learned a ton, got connected with a bunch of really fantastic factories over in Taiwan. I mean, best in the industry. Fast forward, I ended up at Marin Bikes. So Marin, you know, changed hands in terms of who was owning it, brought in, you know, new management, mainly quite a few new players on the team there. So I came in and was developing their mountain bikes. Again, reconnected with a lot of factories, and Emily actually started working at Marin as well. We knew each other, you know, we were together before that, but she got into a marketing role at Marin and we're working together there, which was cool. So yeah, you know, we got to a point where we were kind of looking around at the space. We didn't see a lot of aftermarket brands that were providing very high quality product with a great sense of, you know, what's the word? Community, but also a sense of, you know, great customer service behind them. You know, usually you have to pay a lot for that. But we knew we could do something different because of all these connections I had in Taiwan. You know, the pricing I was able to get, speccing components on bikes, I was still able to get just through personal relationships, which is pretty unique. You know, that's something that definitely is on our side. So yeah, started looking around and we said, you know what, let's try this. Let's see what happens. So we got the brand going, and you know, you alluded earlier to customer service. I mean, we spend not just a ton of time making sure customers are happy, but we spend a lot of money on that. You know, I know that's not always the best financial decision. You know, let's say there's a warranty issue, we just replace the post. But I sleep better at night, and I know that customers are more happy about that. And I think it's the right thing to do. So yeah, that's the way we do it. And it seems like things are really starting to take off. You know, we got into REI. We did just kind of they started us off just with a few models. I think just 3 or 4 models. They did a trial run online. Things really took off, and we're now going to be placed in 150 of their stores starting in January. So it's just like, cow. It's crazy. You know, and REI for us is great. You know, they're not just a local brand, but I mean, they really take a stance on, you know, how manufacturing should be done. You know, all of our packaging has to be recyclable. We have to have certain standards for how the products are manufactured. That's great. You know, it's a much harder challenge for us, but it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Well,
I got to tell you,
yeah.
I don't think you're wrong by focusing on customer service, because we have to be pretty much blunt here. There's a gazillion component companies out there selling stuff. Despite the fact that a lot of the parts that you sell already come on bikes. So you have to now convince people that the product that's on their bike could be better if they bought one of yours. And then on top of that, they didn't buy it from the local bike shop, maybe not. They bought it from your website, and they have to now, is this product better? And if something goes wrong with it, how do I get help with it? Because you got to figure, we only get to ride so often. So if the bike is down, that really sucks. So I think more people should take your approach, because I think it's going to come tenfold. Because like I said, it's rare that I put a post up that's linked showing one of your products, because I do like them a lot, that doesn't get a reply. I mean, we just got, what right over here. I don't know who the Haji, so I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but dude, your Bachelor dropper post rocks. Very happy with it.
Thank you.
Really, when I took that Bachelor out and I installed it on my Remedy, that sucker's like a Louisville Slugger. I mean, that thing is built, not heavy bad, but like built freaking solid. Yeah. And I'm pretty confident that I'll be happy with it. I mean, I have other ones that I use, and there's other brands that I feel equally as happy with. But we're going to focus on yours, but I'm putting yours up there with these other high quality components, and that's how you got to do it, man. Because I'm going to give it one more piece of topic on this, and I really want to talk about your components. When I talk about dropper posts, one that always comes up and one that also always comes up, because of one of the online bike stores mentioned that the Fox dropper post is very stable, very a good quality post. I hear from a lot of people that one is a good solid post to look into. I've also heard that the Reverb is maybe not quite as reliable, and you hear that from a lot of people. So people talk about these components all the time, and that's just the way it is. And when they talk about Pacific Northwest, they do say customer support is awesome and the components are great. So you're only a small place. You have to have that kind of reputation, because everybody, it's the social media, it's just boom, right? I mean, it's scary.
Reviews are huge. No, I mean, we're definitely aware of that. If we make a misstep and someone lights us up, I mean, that can devastate someone our size. A huge brand that has massive momentum behind it, and they've got a ton of OEM. It's a difference. Not to say like they're going out of the way to do things different.
I understand.
Just you have more. It's more of a challenge, I think, for someone small like us. Like, people are looking for reasons to say no. Like, that's kind of how I view it. Like, we have to constantly be on the defense and make sure that we're doing a great job and treating people well, because otherwise, in my mind, we're not a company if we're treating people poorly. Like, you can have a great product, and then if something goes wrong and you treat someone poorly, like, I don't know. I can't sleep well at night thinking that way. So yeah, it's big, man. And from the get-go, that was something I wanted to focus on. Is we had been, I've been racing bikes and riding bikes, working in shops for over 20 years now, and have been treated very poorly by quite a few brands. And so when it came time to create something that I wanted, to get a lot of people involved with, that was really the number one thing. Obviously the product has to be dialed, and I knew I had confidence we could deliver that, but we had to treat people well. So anyway, I don't want to harp on that too long, but I'm glad that people are picking up on it. That's
why I just want to make sure it's brought up, because like you said, that's a financial investment you're putting into your company. And I think you should know that it's paying off, because that's a good thing to hear about.
Well, thank you,
man. Let's talk about the components that you make. Right now, you make a handful of different products that you decided to invest in. I'd be curious why you picked those products. Maybe give us a little bit of information about them, and we'll start from there.
Man, so that's a good question. So dropper posts, in my opinion, I think it's the best creation in the bike industry we've had in a decade. I'd say. Like, you think about what's been going on. There's been incredible incremental changes. Like, suspension keeps getting better. We've got wider tires and wider rims. Wheels, cranks aren't breaking all the time. Like, those are great improvements. But in terms of like a new product that makes your riding experience better, dropper post, in my mind, number one, that's come out recently. So always had interest there. And then on a personal level, I was working with a factory to develop a dropper when I was starting at Specialized. So this is in again, I guess that project started in 2012. So I started to learn a lot about them. And kind of knew downfalls of some designs, advantages of others. And then obviously the cost component is a huge one. I mean, if you spend a ton of money on something, you can make an incredible product, but it's a much bigger challenge to spend less money and still have a great product. So that's really where having a great partner who understands manufacturing and engineering it's crucial. Like you can't do it without it. So
yeah,
that's how kind of what was in the back of my mind is like I knew what we needed to do and who to work with on that, and so we did. So yeah, basically now we have in my opinion, maybe too many models now of droppers, but they're all selling. So I guess it's tough to turn away from it. But we have the Bachelor product line. That's our kind of, I'll call it like our highest end product there. What's exciting about those, and we're a small company, so I don't care about, leaking what we have coming. But in December, we have, it'll probably be more like January. But anyway, we have a new version of the Bachelor coming, spec'd with the Loam lever, which we'll talk about in a second here. Same price of, the price is coming in at $299 with the Loam lever. So keep in mind, that's a $70 dropper lever. And it's going to come in 34.9, which is a size that we're getting a lot of requests from, for like an Evil Reckoning, for the Enduro or the Stumpy. I think Niner has some 34.9, Surly. So that kind of opens the door for more of a niche product. But I'm excited to have it. We're going to be one of the only brands with 34.9. So we'll have that. And then, obviously 150 and 170 travel across the board in the other 30.9 and 31.6 sizes. So we've got that. We have
it came out right after I bought this one. So I got to thank you, Aaron, for that. That's great that your new one came out right.
Hey, it's not out yet. I'm
just busting your stones. That's my job here. Come on, I gotta put a little bit of schmutz inside these things.
Exactly.
Come on. Hey.
I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth if I don't get roasted. This is good. No, so then we got the Rainier. So a lot of people ask, what's the difference between Rainier and Bachelor? They look the same. They do. They straight up do. Rainier is basically more cost effective. It has it's a different grade of alloy. So it's 60-61 instead of 70-75. So it's just bottom line, 7000 series is very expensive. It is much lighter, but not everyone wants to spend more, right? So this still works extremely well. The other big difference is the Rainier is a coil spring post. So again, $199, including the lever, cables, everything. I mean, that's a smoking deal, and that thing is a killer post.
Hey, real quick, before you go any further, if I don't ask this, Biker One wants to know about a 200, I guess 200 millimeter. You got to answer this. He's exploding the channel over here.
So here's the deal. So we have a design done. Boom. Ooh. We got a 200. But here's the problem. We're finding that they can't fit on a lot of bikes, man. That post is super long, like really, really, really long. I'm trying to remember exactly, but I mean, it's over 510 millimeters long. So, I mean, keep in mind, it's a long post, so that limits it. The other part, that drops your saddle really low, and some full suspension bikes, when you bottom out your tire, it's going to hit the seat. So I want your guys' feedback. We're trying to figure out, do we bring this thing in or not? Like I said, it's done. It's just a matter of, do we bring it or not? So
yeah, it's tough because when I installed the Bachelor on my Remedy, because of the bend in the seat tube, I just squeezed it in there. I mean, there's actually sometimes I'll have to drop the seat a little bit to get my legs where I want them to be, because I can't drop the post any further because of the bend in the post,
No, man, it's a problem, and it's something that all manufacturers of droppers are trying to figure out is, how do we create a shorter overall length but still have the travel that everyone wants. So there's starting to be some solutions. We have some ideas too, but it's a problem. So the 200, I think, is more of a niche product than what we all were hoping it would be. I want one. I'm going to be the first to say that, but on my I have an Evil following. I can't run a 170 on there, and I'm 6'2". So that kind of paints a picture of what's going on out there. So, it is what it is, but we will have one at some point. It's just how quickly prioritize something else over that. Yeah. So anyway, we've got, variety of internal posts. We have the external posts, which we absolutely crush it with. That's crazy. I almost didn't bring any in the beginning, but there's a lot of bikes that are still getting upgraded, and there's a lot of customers who hate internal routing. They don't want to deal with it. And so they're putting an external on their bike. So I totally respect that. I spent over an hour fishing a cable through a bike. I was helping a buddy build a bike over the weekend. Yeah. And it drove me nuts, man. It's crazy. So
I've got a video coming out pretty soon, because I got some, discussion on this same topic. I was going to start talking about internally routed you know, thumbs up or thumbs down. I mean, there's a pros. I mean, it doesn't technically do anything but maybe make your bike look a little bit cooler. You know, I mean, some of the internally routed cables are still in the cable housing. They're not even using that extra length as a don't use your cable housing to reduce friction. It's still in the cable. So all it's basically doing is hiding the cable and introducing a bunch of crap. And some of the bikes are still designed to have a front derailleur. So that hole is sometimes open. So when you wash your bike, I pick my bike up, I got water that flies out of the whole thing. So, you know, I got to tell you, I'm not really running, jumping up and down about internally routed cable. It doesn't really make a difference to me, you know?
No, I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, there is the, I don't know, there is the argument that on some designs, like that with the cable being exposed, it can get damaged. But I have no idea. I have no numbers behind how many bikes that is or how often it is, but that is still a thing. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, we have products for both, I guess is the bottom line, whatever you want to do. So, and then lastly with droppers, 27.2, man, we love the 27.2 diameter market. That's a really interesting one. Yeah, there it is, the pine.
Yeah, right, sitting right there, the pine. I mean, this thing has changed what I've been able to do with this bike now, because
it's crazy.
You know, I don't know. I didn't even know anyone made this. I probably would have still kept. I had an old Cannondale Jekyll that I loved. You know, just I know it had its days. It was gone, but at that point, I couldn't get a dropper. Couldn't do anything more with it. I'm like, look, let's just sell it. And you know what? Not for nothing. If I knew I could have gotten one of these things, I might have still actually kept it. This is long ago, but still. The fact is, not many companies make that post. And if they do make one, debatable how good the thing is, because they're figuring how much we want to invest in this post because it's a specialty product, but you make it just as high a quality as the other ones. So it's like, why not go keep a little bit more life out of my bike?
No, it's pretty cool. The thing I like that we're really loving about 27.2 is it is a totally scattered market. Like this is everyone from like custom tie hardtail to like the steel hardtail crowd to drop bars, you know, anything, gravel bikes, cyclocross bikes, to like the super, you know, high end, like a specialized epic, you know, World Cup cross country race bike.
Sure.
That's cool. Like I'm stoked on that. I think that's great that it's one product that fits so many needs. The challenge that we have is, you know, how do we get the message out to all those different channels? Because that's like that couldn't be a more diverse rider set, right? But it seems like we're getting some good momentum there, and it's a super fun community. I love it. That's I think my favorite product, the thing we're most proud of.
No, and that kills it, man. It kills it.
That was again another product where I was like, I don't think we should bring it in. But then we gave it a try and sold out of them. So we're like, oh, okay, I guess we should go deeper here.
That's a nice surprise, right?
Yeah.
How about the weight differences on these things? So when you go with the Bachelor, it's a higher quality, maybe more heavy duty, but does that bring the weight down still? Well, how does that work out for you? And one more thing, I apologize. Yeah. How does it compete with the other brands out there? Not only the weight with yours, but are you kind of head to head with the other droppers out there?
So just backing up. So just I don't want to spoil any high ambitions here, but we as a brand, like our design ideology is focus on creating a super reliable product and then try to make it light, as opposed to we want the lightest product out there, and it may have some reliability issues, because I hate being out on the trail and having to tinker on my bike. Like that really is a pet peeve of mine. So you know, we again, we work with our factory to come up with these designs that work well. We work with our engineers as well. So the Bachelor, while we do use the 7000 series aluminum, it's still a long post. So it's like 10 grams heavier than the 125 millimeter version of our Rainier, which uses a coil spring, if that makes sense. So because the post is so much longer, there's more material.
Oh, really?
It ends up being a tad heavier. So it's kind of a funny thing. Now that we have the Rainiers in longer travel, they're heavier because, you know, they have a coil and they have 6000 series aluminum, which is a tad heavier. So that's kind of where we're at. But we stack up with the competition, especially but definitely with price point. But even with the highest end posts out there, we're still right on par, maybe a tad heavier. But again, I want the thing to be reliable. And again, if there's an issue, I want it to be super easy to service. So like,
well, I gotta tell you, price point, you kill it. You kill it with the price point. Okay. I mean, definitely, you, especially for the quality that you're offering, that even more kills it with the price point.
Cool. No, that was the goal. So that's good. Let me plug into a charger, 2 seconds, but go ahead and talk. I'm here.
Well, I want to send a shout out to Mama Mia. Thanks so much for the super chat. Always appreciate that, because I got to go give Aaron more money to buy more of his stuff. So that works out kind of well. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the levers as well. That also is one of the reasons why I learned about Pacific Northwest. As good as a dropper post is, if the lever sucks, I'm sorry, it doesn't make a difference how good the post is, because you can't activate it, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it sounds kind of silly, but and look, folks, if you're a fan of the reverb, it's not like I'm a reverb hater. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm just giving you personal experiences and things that I've read. And a lot of the folks don't like the hydraulic mechanism inside of a seat post. They just like it would be easier if it just was a cable. And you know, to keep things, some things need to be simple. And that particular button was very hard to actually make the post work well. And you know, there's a couple of companies out there that make good levers, and we'll add Pacific Northwest to the list, because the thing is a bit of I'm not using tank as a bad way, but the lever doesn't even wiggle at all. It's like so solid when I put that on, Aaron. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, you know, levers are well, it's just something a lot of us overlook. When they're not working well, we're pissed, right? We're like, what the hell is going on here? This is ridiculous, or my thumb hurts, or whatever. But the rest of the time, we're kind of like, it's fine. But given an alternative, people then are like, whoa, this is like, how did I ride? Why was I riding with that one before? So so we have a new product called the Loam lever. I'm super proud of this. Our engineer killed it. I mean, the guy's rad. He did a really good job. We worked on that for quite a few months, just kind of refining details. And basically going into it, what we wanted was something that was compatible with with every mechanical dropper out there. So mechanical meaning not a hydraulic line. Just, you know, derailleur cable to use. So we need to be compatible with whatever direction the cable is going. So that one's easy. You know, that's just kind of a pretty simple one. But really, we want it to be, again, robust. We wanted it to be super weatherproof. We'd use levers that start squeaking, or the bearings blow out if they have bearings in them. So we wanted that to not happen.
Right.
And then we wanted some nice details to it, right? So we wanted to really make a concerted effort to have this thing be ultra high end and extremely nice for what it is. But being up here, we get shit weather all the time. So we wanted to make sure this thing was working right. So for instance, the bearing we use is, you know, sealed bearing that's usually used in outdoor products. But then we add an additional seal onto the bolt that keeps it in there. So really, I won't say there's no chance water's getting in there, but like we've tested where we took a high pressure washer, sprayed it in there, no water got in. So I mean, that's pretty rad. I'm excited about that. And again, you know, you might be saying, who cares? It's a dropper lever. But in a few months from now, when yours is rusty and crapped out, it does matter. These are the small details that do add up.
Yeah.
Things fully CNC'd. We got what's called a 5-axis CNC machine. So this does cost us a lot. We get a lot of comments that this thing's expensive, but here's the deal. We're not making a lot of money on this lever. Like, these are very expensive to make, and it's because this is not like a run-of-the-mill die-cast thing. Like, this is as handmade as we could do it.
Gotcha.
And we used the most expensive CNC machine that's out there because we wanted to make sure that the details were well done. We didn't want the little choppy marks all over it, and you know, it costs more to do it that way. We also use
it's the part that integrates to your post. I mean, that's why I don't want to say it pulls my hair out, because I have none left, but I don't understand why some of these companies send out possibly a very good seat post with a piece of shit lever. I don't understand it, because you can't make the post work if the lever sucks. So I mean, that kind of baffles me. Why would someone possibly do that? Because it just, I don't know. I'm sorry. That one just drives me nuts. So I think you're on good. Make that lever as good as you can, because that's the impression that someone's going to get on how your post works. Yeah,
no, man, I agree. It's you know, I don't know. I don't know what goes behind design of a lot of levers. I'm not in there, but I assume there's, you know, obviously quite a bit of thought that goes behind it. So I think it's more just the industry's evolving, and we're getting better at what we do, and we're realizing every brand's realizing what's actually important to customers. And so you got to start somewhere, and then you incrementally get better. And we're hoping that we have really pushed the bar. And I know that other brands are going to start doing what we have introduced, especially with the little rubberized pad. We know it's going to be out there soon, but we did bring it out first, which feels good. So I know that we're trying to push the bar. And it's up to customers to kind of validate whether it's a good idea or not. But so far, I can't keep them in stock, so it seems like we're on the right track. So this is good.
Definitely. And just a quick shout out, Flying Tiger, just put a comment on there. He's been rocking his reverb, and he's been beating the crap out of it, and it's been working fine. So remember, folks, this is just me talking, and the products that have worked for me haven't worked for me. What's out there, but by all means, you have to get what you like, and you have to make sure that your bike works every weekend, and you have to be confident that it's going to work. And if your components are making you comfortable, then by all means, that's the right component for you. It's not this one, it's not that one, it's not the other one. It's the one that makes you happy and makes you feel confident that your bike's going to work. And Flying Tiger, if that's your reverb, then dude, God bless, ride that damn bike and like you stole it. Just have a good time, and that's all I care about, making sure you have a good time.
Yep, totally agree, man. No, I mean, there's a lot of options out there, and for the most part, they're all pretty damn good. So no, I totally agree with that.
So let's talk about the that freaking cool stem I got over here on my reverb. Yeah, let's talk about that and what made you think about doing something like that.
The range is interesting. So that was something we wanted. It started out as, hey, how could we put an action camera on the face, on a stem somehow? Or actually backing up, we wanted POV camera somewhere up front. So is that the handlebar or whatever? Started looking around. There's some pretty decent mounts out there that didn't really get me as excited. So then we started working with our factory of like, hey, what can we do here? So we came up with the faceplate, and it's cool because it's adjustable. So you can kind of adjust where it's at. It slides up and down, or remove it and you're good to go. So you don't have to have the little mount on there. But the nice side benefit of what's going on here is there's a ton of headlights that are compatible with the GoPro mount.
Yep.
So we're now seeing a lot of customers using our stem, the range stem, with their headlight, which is awesome. Like I actually didn't even think of that.
That's what I'm using it for. That's exactly how I just got some Lezyne products in. Yeah. And the one I'm using now is their multi-drive. It's the little headlight one that could be used there or on. And in fact, that light even comes with a mount you can put on your stem to convert it into something similar to like yours if you don't have something like yours. But I don't have to worry about that because that reverb has got the stem on it, and just pop that sucker right on there. It's freaking sweet. Yeah.
The range is pretty cool, man. So yeah, that's kind of a again, you got to listen to what people are doing with your products or what they want. And so I got an email from someone. They're like, hey, did you know that you can put a headlight on here? And I was like, wow, no, but that's awesome. So we started looking around. There's actually a majority of the big brands of lights sell either an adapter or a light that's compatible. So there you go. So that's pretty cool. So moving into 2019, we're going to do more of that. So we're going to have more lengths, more designs of stems, and hopefully be able to work something out with a light manufacturer, or we can actually sell it with a light. That's something I want to work on. So anyone listening, if you want to work with us, that'd be awesome. So
yeah, definitely. We'll certainly spread the love, man. Daily MTB, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. And also Daily MTB wants to make sure that I tell you, Aaron, that he sends the love and also
what's up, man?
Products as well.
Yeah, no, yep. It's just north of us. So yeah, what's up, man? How are you? Very cool. Yeah, so I need to get up there and ride with him soon. So
cool, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yes, I think that stem's a great idea. That is that's definitely cool. I think I told you the minute you can't. I saw like that's what happened with. So Trail Features had that up there, and you kind of remember the story. Trail Features had that up, and I'm like, oh, so that's the guy that had that thing. And I was talking to you, because we were talking about levers and stuff like that, and I was looking at your site. And I didn't want to come off as like a jerk because you were kind enough to send me the lever to test that. And I'm like, oh, you got that thing too. You're the guy. I'm like, oh, that might have sounded like, because I wasn't asking for anything else. I was just trying to state the fact that I couldn't find you. I didn't know that you had that. And I forgot Trail Features mentioned that before. And I'm like, oh, I love this freaking thing. And it's such an awesome idea. The reason why I like it, really, the reason is this. And this might sound silly, but if you think of the way your handlebars are laid out, anything past the stem off to the side is either going like this or going like that. It's not going straight out. And when you put your light there, it's tweaked a little bit. I know I'm getting picky, but you can't kind of get it where you want. And if you have the little rubber band that goes underneath, the freaking thing falls down. I don't care what brand you use. I've been trying some different ones. Take it the way beyond and go through the rock guard. The damn thing's going to fall. And then if you use some kind of plastic bracket, it's this big gaudy looking bracket that just doesn't work for me. This thing puts everything dead center. It's just what I like, man. It works perfect. Cool.
No, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a simple thing. And again, you know, we're starting to see some other brands do it. So for me, you know, that's flattery, right? Like that means it's a good idea and others want to chase after it. So yeah, I mean, having it dead center is the way to go. It's funny that it hasn't happened earlier, I guess, I'm more surprised about that. We saw it actually, there's like a road bike stem that had something similar, but again, it was for a GoPro, but hadn't been applied to the mountain bike side. And admittedly, if you're riding super bumpy stuff, like you are going to get a shaky camera view. That's just right. That's just going to happen. But we actually on our website, we have a little film from some more like flowy, almost like a slalom trail that we were riding. And it turns out really good, man. And it's a cool perspective because you have the front tire in view and that's staying with the camera view. So like, as you turn the bar, the tire is always in the view, which is pretty cool. I think it turns out super well.
Yeah, no, it was a good idea. And what I was surprised is I'm still a huge fan of the Hero Session. Sorry, I really wish GoPro would bring that back. I know they never will, but whatever. I like that camera. It's a nice little block. I stick it where I want. It's awesome. Anyway, I popped that sucker right there on the stem, and I was really surprised at how kind of decent the footage was. You know, I mean, if it's but your fork is really sucking up a lot of the hit.
Yeah, and
since I'm not using some plastic contraption that's going to not keep it in step, you know what I'm saying? That thing's going to wiggle a little bit. It held it on there good. I don't know. I like it. Question though for you. Do you sell replacement of those little parts that go inside the stem if that one ever goes or something like that? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
If you have back
No, we do have those. Actually, I need to get I guess we've only had one request so far. I think, you know, someone had a crash and it broke. But we do have those. Yeah. So if anyone needs those, I'll get them up on the website. I mean, we might as well have them up. But
cool.
Yeah, no, that's no issue.
Now, what are your thoughts about your handlebars now? Because I took a look at those before we jumped on tonight, and you pretty much have just the one set right now. Now, I realize that's quite an investment because there's so many angles and so many things you can do. But where do you plan on going with handlebars?
Yeah, so actually, we're going to be doing something really cool with our rider Kyle Warner. So he's one of our sponsored athletes. So we're actually going to be teaming up with him, and a portion of our sales for his signature handlebar is going to be going towards NICA, which is the
nice.
Yeah, exactly, the high school race mountain biking league. So that's something really exciting for us. We're stoked about that, and that's going to be a new handlebar for us. So it's going to be a 28 millimeter rise, pretty precise. That's what Kyle prefers, and I get it. Like, we've been getting a lot of requests for more rise, so it's something we need to do. So yeah, we're going to have that come in here. We just started doing design on it. The bar's done. Like, we were in Taiwan a few weeks ago. Tooling's all finished. So yeah, we should have that probably January, February timeframe. So basically with that bar, that'll be a higher rise. We're going to do a 800 width. The current bar is about a 20 millimeter rise and a 780. The reason I went with 780 is, as we're talking to a lot of folks, they're racing and kind of, you know, I guess you could call them like an upper level of like the more avid folks. They're starting to go narrower on their bars, which is too funny. We're always going back and forth, right? So they're now going back down to like 760 width. So I figured 780 is pretty spot on for what we're seeing in terms of the trend, but still a lot of people who want the super wide bar and the ability to cut it to where they want. So we'll have an 800.
You can always cut it. You can't make it longer, but you can always cut it. Yeah.
And I should have thought of that up front. You know, 800 is no problem for us to do. So yeah, the new one will be 800, 28 mil rise, and we'll have that available in the larger bore bar, because that's, again, something where an alloy bar, especially that 7000 series alloy that's just crazy stiff, it's harsh, man. If you have that larger bar bore, you know, that bar bore is typically for carbon bars because that's how you get into past testing at a super wide width. But we came in with the standard 31.8 thinking that's got better compliance and it's a better bar, but people still want the oversized because they like the look. or they have a stem that they want to use. So
Gotcha.
I get it. I totally understand. So we're listening to that, and we will have 2 options coming out here soon.
Cool.
No, I'm stoked about that. And we'll have some colors. People have been
nice.
colors. So totally fine with that. Basically, again, we're small, so we wanted to start out with something kind of neutral, see how sales went, but the bar's really been selling well. So we'll have some more colors here soon.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any insights to anything that you think you might get? I mean, there's so many components you can get on a bike. You think about going into anything like maybe pedals. I'm trying to look at my bike on what a common thing might be. But
yeah, man.
What are you thinking about? What do you
got a pedal in the works? Yeah, a pedal. Actually, I dropped off the drawings to a factory 3 days ago. So they're evaluating. So yeah, we're gonna have a platform pedal here soon. I'm stoked, man. It looks awesome. We actually teamed up with an industrial designer who used to work for Lamborghini. The guy's killer. He's a really, really talented artist and knows the engineering side. So this thing is rad. Like, I'm really excited for this pedal. So yeah, we're gonna have that here. Again, it takes a while to get this stuff. We got to make sure it's safe and designed the way we want. So quite a bit of testing ahead of us, but still, we should have that in the next 6 months probably.
Gotcha. So pedals are pretty, and I think it's a pretty safe bet, because I'm getting some posts over here. Folks are looking at maybe getting to some cranks and stuff like that. But once you start getting into things like cranks, I'm gonna have to guess that you're kind of getting into components that might only work with specific builds of bikes, right? If you got a crank, then you have to fit, is it going to fit this bottom bracket or that bottom bracket, or how's it going to work? And then you have to make sure, what do you use for the ring? Meaning, are you going to have the race face mount, or so pedals? You put them on the bike, So that's why I'm trying to look at my bike. What would be the common denominator type of thing over here that would fit and work? Yeah,
I mean, well, another obvious one's grip. We actually are working on a grip with our same designer, so that one's exciting. Yeah, cranks is an interesting one. We're right off the bat. We have used to work with an incredible crank manufacturer. They do really, really good stuff. That one's tough because it's like, what can we do that's unique that really pushes the bar other than being the cheapest? And that's not so exciting, and I don't think as many people would be on board. And the other problem I had is I haven't broken a crank in many years. So I'm like, what can we really do that's unique? And folks in the comments, if I'm missing something, I want to hear it. We would love to know, because if you guys want a crank, that's something we can definitely do. It's just I was kind of thinking there's probably something else we could do that would be more impactful and more popular.
Yeah. What do you think, folks? What kind of stuff are you looking to get? What do you want Aaron to make for you? I mean, it's kind of nice to actually have the guy that owns one of the co-owners of the company that's open to, if you got some ideas. And Hanson, tell Lexi I said hello as well. And so John Hanson's girlfriend Lexi also happens to love Pacific Northwest.
Thank you.
Man, God, all the love is making me nauseous, like a freaking soap opera over here.
I know, get it written, huh?
No, but I got to tell you, though, Aaron, you said something that I think I want to add a little bit to over here.
Yeah.
You said being known for the cheapest. You're not known for the cheapest. You're known for the best quality for a low price. Okay. Exactly. I'm sure you can get a cheaper post that sucks. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to, I'm not trying to, again, become your boyfriend over here, but I'm trying to say that you're not known as the cheap company. You're known as the better quality company for a decent price, which makes you wonder, why are some other products quite so expensive? If some little guy over here is knocking it out of the park, what's going on? Because somehow you're pulling it off. So I just want to, that's kind of how you're looked at here.
Cool. No, I mean, that's again, that's our intention. The big thing that we do, that this is an obvious one. I mean, I'm just going to say why our prices are lower is, the personal relationships, but a lot of big brands have those. So I'm not going to say I'm the only one who has those, because, I was in Taiwan a few weeks ago and I'm seeing folks from all of our competitors over there. So I think that's unique for a brand our size, but again, there's good pricing out there for everyone. The big one though is the way that we sell our products. So the typical model is sell into a distributor, do a bunch of OEM. So OEM meaning, you become a product that is spec'd on a bike out of the box. The challenge is with both of those, and again, I'm not here placing any sort of judgment on anyone who's doing this. That is the common model. For us though, it makes the product more expensive. And then for us, we're not delivering high value, low cost anymore, because now we have to charge significantly more if a distributor is selling into a shop, which we were doing. But as of September, we moved away from that model. We're now working direct with shops and selling direct to customers, which is awesome. But it allowed us to drop our prices like 30%. So that's kind of a big deal, right? So there you go. That's a big piece of price. The other part with OEM, you're selling at very high quantity at very low profit, because to have it on a bike, you have to be very low cost, right? Issue with that is more on the business structure, because now I need a huge team of customer service representatives to then field more inquiries, right? Because let's say we sell 10,000 products on OEM, we could be selling hundreds of thousands. That's a very different model, right? So even if we get 1% of customers contacting us, the difference of 10,000 versus a few 100,000, that's a big difference. You need someone who's as attentive as we would be, and treat this like their company, and that's not something that's cheap, right? So that all goes into the product, and then you need to market, to attract an OEM customer like Giant or Specialized or Trek. You need to be well known globally, and that costs a lot of money to do that type of marketing and sponsor the World Cup teams and blah blah blah. So all of that goes back into the product. We think we can do it a different way. That's really the biggest difference here. The product is
working.
So yeah, no, I mean, it seems people are receptive, so that's cool.
Hey, let me scroll through a couple of these things, because we actually got some good ones that I didn't think of over here that are actually pretty cool over here. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go right up from the bottom to the top. One hitch racks, something to think about. Do you want to start maybe moving off the bike and different ways of getting your bike to different places? So that's something to think about. A lot of folks are looking at through axles, and that's a good one, because you know what? Some of you guys tell me more. They're a pain in the ass to use some of these through axles to get them lined up again, or some people don't want the actual quick release on it.
So I saw an ad for a through axle coming on my Instagram. It's actually been really aggressive. Like, I see it all the time, and it got me thinking. I'm like, wait, through axle, really? But what are the complaints you guys have? I would love to hear it, because
here. So yeah, let's get some comments on what you want to see change about the through axle, because Flying Tiger basically says, Pacific Burley with no handles or quick release, just an Allen head. Some folks just want it lightens them up. They just shove the damn thing in and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely something we're capable of doing, and I think we could do some innovative stuff there, actually.
So that's okay. One. We got some other grips. Is a good idea, folks. Backyard. They're already putting together some grips. Good one on that one. This is also another good one I like over here. The Shady brought up something. Something that attaches to the bike to store your tools and your crap. And that's a good idea, because I just got some things like that for my bike, and I'm trying to get more stuff off my backpack. And you guys know I like my my Hentley Enduro backpack. That's my backpack, okay? And I don't want so much stuff in it. So yeah, talk to me about that one, because that's another real good one. Nice one, Shady.
No, thank you, man. To be honest, I mean, that's like, I'd say probably the number one or number two thing on our radar right now. We're trying to figure that out. Like, on-bike storage is, I see that as kind of the future of where a lot of attention is going to go. Just keeping, Topeak, Specialized as SWAT, really innovative solutions. And I think, and obviously OneUp. I think we could do something cool there. So that's actually something we're going to be working on, probably kicking off some projects in January.
Nice.
So be looking for that next year. Like, I'm so excited about that. And it's something that every bike could benefit from that. Like, if you're commuting to work and you want a place to put your keys and your phone or something like that's useful. And obviously trail riding too. So
well, it's also a good bang for the buck. Everyone wants a multi-tool. Everyone has to, and everyone's thinking the same thing. Get this damn thing out of my backpack and stuff like that. That's a good idea. Biker One's got another good one over here. Single speed kit. That's a good idea, but a single speed kit that slides onto a regular 12 speed, XD driver. Just a single speed, because I like this bike over here, the Iron Horse. I'd love to convert that to a single speed, but there's only so many. Some of them are crappy out there. It'd be kind of cool to maybe. I mean, if you're already making a niche dropper seat post. So it's not like your niche things aren't working, because you said that thing's going pretty cool. That'd be pretty interesting. You get a nice, good quality single speed kit. That'd be pretty cool. I like that.
Totally agree. And like Robert was saying, I mean, we could do if it was something compatible with the newest drivetrain and newest spacing and all that, I think this is exciting, man. These are all the details that, or all the ideas that it's tough to get this info, right? Because I don't have a form like this. So no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and you know, Hanson brought up another good idea. You know, through axles can store Allen bits and parts. You know,
Yep.
when you're thinking about building out your through axle, you know, there's one company I think that has something kind of like that. I forgot what the hell it's called. Well, and one guy's shoving stuff inside their bottom bracket. But I think it was Pedro's. Pedro's had some kind of thing, you know, right?
Yeah, there was someone else too, and I'm totally blanking on who it was. But yeah, it actually. Industry 9 has a really cool through axle that actually has some. I think it has some bits in there or something like that. Right, but it also doubles as a tool. No, yeah, those guys are awesome. But yeah, there are a few brands starting to do it because you know it's tough finding real estate that's integrated. Like you were talking about, you know, the inside of the spindle for your crank is a good one. But yeah, through axles it's kind of wide open space for smaller stuff. So I like that.
That's a good call.
I'm going to start thinking about that. That could be really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big winner there because it's okay. It's not like it's a pain in the ass. You know, I can't carry this multi-tool in my backpack. That's not it. The issue is, you know, put yourself in that position where now you got to get the backpack off to get the tool out, and you just got to tweak something real fast. That's all, you know. I mean, and that's why these multi-tools on the bikes are doing so good, you know. Like, you know, take my money, take my. It's really it's a good idea, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are some good ones. Yeah, I'm trying to look over here at the bike. I mean, those are like some of the good ones. Okay, here's another thing I could run by you. It might be cool for someone to make some high quality GoPro adapters. Since you already got the machining and the tools to build the other stuff, some of these plastic ones, they just break. Now, I know it's going to be a little bit of a niche, but you know, you have the means of pulling this stuff off. Some of them are just crappy, you know, and it'd be cool to have a high quality action camera mounting line, you know?
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. Yeah, and actually, just more areas for it to fit, and like you said, not plastic. I think that's a big one.
Yeah. So what do you think, folks? Anything else? Let us know over here. We've been going at this for about an hour. I think it's been going pretty cool. I learned a lot. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Aaron, what do you think? What do you think you want to let these folks know while you got them over here on the line? You know, give them some words of wisdom on what they should be looking for on their bikes or things to know about your company. You know, some final thoughts, whatever you want.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I want to keep this combo going of what you guys want. I mean, that obviously me just trying to figure out randomly, you know, what I think works. Yeah, it works a little bit, but like, I need you guys to tell me what's up. So when this is done, like, just email me. It's just info@pnwcomponents.com. Those all come through me. So let's keep it going there. Yeah, in terms of new products, we've got the pedal, we've got the grip, we have like I was saying, some signature projects going with Kyle Warner, and actually we have some new riders we just signed that they're still under contract with other brands. So I can't talk about it, but some pretty exciting players there that are going to help us with product development. So, you know, we're trying to make this as community driven as possible. You know, I don't want to say this is like a crowdfunding company. It's not, but we want you guys telling us what's going on and what you're seeing and what's not working and what is working, so that we can improve on it. Right? I mean, we got to keep innovating. That's how that's how this industry works. So,
no, you're right, and innovating in the right direction, right? Because going in the wrong direction of the company your size right now could really hurt the bottom line. Yep. Then other companies that we gave it a whirl, okay, it sucked, but we chalk it up for, you know, a learning experience. So I think you're doing it right, man. And cool. You know, folks, you know, I'll have Aaron's email address you just mentioned in the comments. You can pick that up, no problem. Yep. And certainly leave your comments here, right? We'll keep an eye on this thread so we can see what's going on the YouTube channel, and that'll be pretty cool too.
Absolutely, man. Cool.
All right. Well, look, Aaron, thank you so much. And I appreciate your time. Everyone else, you know, thank you for tuning in. It was pretty cool of you guys to jump on tonight. I know it's the middle of the week, but you guys always find time to jump on these bike chats. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much. And you know how it works. Keep the party on the pedals, my friends. Give this video a thumbs up if you don't mind. It always helps YouTube to pick it up if people actually liked it, right? That's a good thing.
Definitely. Gee, thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Aaron, I'll tell you what, you say goodnight to everybody so the video ends on your face and not my big old ugly mug.
Everyone, thank you so much. Like the watching what's going on with the brand has been quite honestly overwhelming. It's amazing the support that you guys all have given us. It can't thank you enough. So yeah, like I was saying, let's keep in touch about anything you want to see, or comments you have about our products, or any new stuff you want. And thank you all, seriously.